guys, it's me, Crystal. Today I thought I would take you on a tour of my craft room because I just organized it. Just got it all moved into one room of our house, which is a big change because it was kind of all over the place. And I just thought I'd kind of show you how I have my craft supplies organized, like my yarn and my macrame cord and all the things that you accumulate when you're a craft person, and just kind of walk you through how I have it organized as someone who is not very organized naturally, because I kind of feel like a lot of the craft room tours that I see, and I watch a lot of them because I'm always looking for inspiration, they're always like so good at organizing and everything looks just like perfect, and they have like all the really nice shelving and everything looks amazing, and I think that's awesome. I'm not that person by any means, and but I really want to be as organized as I can. It makes life a lot easier. So today I just wanted to show you some easy things that I'm doing on a budget. I'm not going out and spending a lot of money on organizational supplies. I'm trying to use what I have on hand, and plus just getting a few little things if I need to, like, you know, totes with lids and things like that. I do have some furniture, like I have a bookshelf that's like right behind me. I have an old bookshelf or an old cabinet that we've had for years. And I'm just trying to use what I have. We have like a couple dressers that I bought originally for our bedroom, but then they ended up having really like shallow drawers, so they didn't work for clothes. But just, I'm going to show you what I have, what I've done, and how I'm making it work in a small space on a budget. Maybe you'll find some helpful information in there. That it's not going to be perfect and nothing is like perfectly matchy. Let me show you around and show you what I got going on so far. Okay, we're going to come over here and I'm going to start with this rack that I am storing all my macrame cord on. So this is a metal rack that I got. I think I got this metal rack at Target or at Home Depot. I can't remember, but you can get them anywhere. You can get them on Amazon too. And it's just this like metal, I don't know if it's a baker's rack or what, but it works perfectly for my macrame cord. You see I have like my big spools down here on the bottom shelf, and it's deep enough to hold, you know, like a couple rows of cord. And it's heavy duty enough that it can handle the weight. Here on the second row, I got some colored cords and a basket with some odds and ends. And you'll notice all my baskets are just like totally random because they're ones I've collected over the years. Then on my next shelf, I have my sewing machine that I desperately need to replace, but I just haven't quite gotten around to doing yet. It's a good one, but it's got some issues, so I could really use a new one. And my lovely knitting machine that I have started doing some videos for over on the other channel, Yarn Stash with Marching North. And then this is the little knitting machine that I haven't done much with because I have had a heck of a time getting this one to work right. I'm not sure what its problem is, and I also don't know why it has ears. It's very strange. But that is my little knitting machine that I'm not quite friends with yet. On the almost top shelf, I got beads and buttons and jars, and I've been using mason jars for my beads. I love mason jars. I use them for everything. I don't mind the dust on top of the jar. But you see these little jelly jars work perfect for the little tiny beads, little seed beads. And I have this random bowl that I got for a project that I haven't done yet that I got wooden beads in. And I have just, you know, these odd glass jars for buttons and more beads. But mason jars work great for that, and I think they look pretty cute. Then I have this random thing with some sticks in it and a wooden spoon that I made, this random wooden spoon I carved that I'm like super proud of, that is useless, but I just like it. So that's that. This is my random work in progress bowl and my iron. And then on the very top, I have a bin with fabric in it. I got that bin at Hobby Lobby on sale, and it's just a big plastic bin with handles. It's got two different handles, these ones, and then the little handles on the sides. And I'm not going to get that down because it's really heavy. It's completely full of fabric. I got my macrame board, and then I have this crate that has some cardstock and a notebook in it, which you can't really see, but I swear there's cardstock in that bin. And then on the corner, I have all my dowels over here and some other things, but mostly that is just wooden dowels I've gotten for some projects that I'm working on. And I have my one big stick back there that I need to use for a wall hanging still. And then we'll move over here to my one little pegboard. And this is the IKEA pegboard that a lot of craft YouTubers have, and I just love how they look, and I've been intending to get a couple more to add to this, but I just haven't done it yet. But this one is, oh, I don't remember which size it is. It's the, you know, the rectangle shaped one, and you can configure it however you want. It has all these different things, you know, like the little trays and the little doodads, and it works really nice. And I don't know if I have it organized the best right now. I have Cricut mats on here, I got macrame stuff, I got embroidery hoops, beads, crochet hooks, 500 pairs of scissors, wooden rings, you name it. I got all kinds of stuff on here. But it is really handy to have it right at your fingertips, and they're affordable. You can get them at IKEA, and they don't cost an arm and a leg, and they're really pretty handy. I really like them. All right, so moving on. So this is a dresser that I have, and it just has, I'm still organizing, so I have like random things that I haven't figured out where to put yet. This is cord that I'm using for a project right over here. Don't mind my sign that's just hanging there for some reason. But this is a project I'm working on, and I got the cord over here so I don't lose what cord I was using, because I will forget. See, I'll show you. I'll show you one drawer. Oh, jeez. Here's one drawer of just random stuff. This is basically stuff that I'm not sure what to do with, so I have it here all together. And it's just craft supplies and stuff. It's organized chaos. Let's just call it that. Okay, so here's where I have my yarn stored. It's in this little closet, and I'll show you how I have stored my yarn. I have this little cube organizer thing. I got this on Amazon a few years ago. And it just snaps together. It has these little octagon doodads, and they're just these, and you just snap them together and you can do them whatever configuration you want. But it was pretty inexpensive, and it works really good for yarn. This is yarn that I'm gonna probably be using pretty soon, or, you know, in the near future. And I have it separated by, like, this is cotton, and this is like the soft cotton from Hobby Lobby. And I'm sorry the lighting isn't the best in here. And this is other cotton up here. And then I have this yarn here that I have like a blanket I was gonna make, and then I have a blanket I'm in the process of making with this yarn down here. So I have it all sorted out and organized, and that's just like the stuff I'm using. And then I have stuff that I'm not using right now that I have in these Tupperware containers or totes. So I got these containers from Target, and they were on sale the other day. I bought them actually. And I have these two smaller ones here. And then I have these larger ones stacked up over here. And I'll show you on the bottom one, I have all my super bulky yarn, like the big chenille yarn and stuff like that. I have it all sorted by size. And then this is like the bulky yarn. This is like the Wool Ease Thick and Quick size, or Hometown, and that size. Not quite as bulky as the bottom bin, but still really bulky. And then I have in here is kind of like heavy worsted, I guess. In here I just have worsted weight yarn, which I have a ton of. And I don't have it sorted in here that well. And I am thinking about using my yarn winder, which I have here. I also have a yarn swift, I'll show you, that I got from Knit Picks right here, and it works really good. And I think I might do a video showing how to wind yarn with this combo. It does work really, really well. And you'll see down here I have one more tote, and this is all my wool yarn or alpaca yarn or anything from an animal, basically. I have some wool and alpaca yarn, I think, in there. But that is that. And I have some random things, a bunch of macrame projects hanging in here. And yeah, so that's that. Oh, this is all my embroidery floss, all kind of shoved in a bin. Look at that cute little macaron. Okay, so that is that. And I wanted to show you a couple more things. I just got this cart. Let me move my yoga ball. I just got this cart. Don't mind the wooden tray on top. That's not part of it. But it's pretty cool. I got it at Michael's. I got it to use with my Cricut, which is right there. But it's pretty cool. You can pull the little wings up, and then you can pull out, well, hold on, let me show you. I gotta put the camera down for a second. It has these little fold down thingies, and there's another one on the other side, but I could just pull it out and extend the doodads. It extends into a whole craft table, which is pretty cool when you have a limited amount of space. And I got this to use my Cricut with because I have my desk where I film my tutorials, and I also have this dresser over here, and neither of those really work very well for the Cricut whenever I'm trying to, if I try to film a tutorial or take pictures for a tutorial. So I got this, and so far I really like it. So if you have a small space, I really recommend this desk. It's really cool, and it is nice and sturdy, and it has storage underneath it. I really like this little desk, so I'm gonna roll it back into its little home over here. So that's a cool idea, a cool solution. This bookshelf is from IKEA. It's the Billy bookcase, and on it I have these bins that I got at Hobby Lobby, and I'll show you. I just have my craft supplies organized in these. Here's some knitting and loom knitting, pom-pom makers and stuff like that. And I got all my glue and paint in this one, some random tape and stuff, glue sticks and whatnot, sewing stuff, and just kind of like random craft supplies and bracelet making stuff in there. And then it can also fit my Cricut Easy Press on here, and that is the bigger one. I can't remember the size, but it's the bigger one. And then I have my Cricut Maker that fits perfectly on the shelf, and all my books down at the bottom. So this is a really good bookshelf to hold a lot of things, because you know, like this Cricut is not light. You don't want to put on a flimsy bookshelf, and it sits perfectly on here with space to, you know, to spare. And then I also just have this little whatever it's called, drawer thingy that I can put like flat things that go with my Cricut. I just have some random Cricut stuff in here, some sticker paper and things like that. So that works really good, and I put this on here and it is not sticking for some reason. So I had to tape it down, and now the letters are crooked, which is driving me crazy, but I'll fix that later. So if you're looking for a good bookshelf for your workspace and you need kind of a larger bookshelf, this is a really good option. The Billy bookcase, I really, really like these. They're really solid, and we put two of them together, and they're both just, they're easy to put together, and they're nice and solid. You can easily adjust the shelves with these little thingies, and they go up inside the shelf, which I think is kind of cool. They're not just sticking out. So yeah, that is a good choice. Another thing I wanted to show you, and I don't have a place for this yet, so it's just on the floor. I've seen this on lots of channels, but this is like a hack for if you have vinyl or Cricut, you know, stuff that you use. You can use these bag holders from IKEA to hold your rolls of vinyl or whatever. And I got a couple, and it does work really, really good. And these are really inexpensive. So I just haven't mounted it on the wall or anything because I'm not sure where I'm going to put it yet. I do recommend that hack if you have rolls of anything you need to store. And then this is just the other dresser that matches the one I showed you earlier. And in here I have craft supplies, just like cardstock and stuff, some random things, my sewing machine foot. Let's see what else I got. Cricut stuff that I haven't opened yet. And I have this basket with all kinds of circles, just different circles. I got a wreath, I got all these metal circles. I got these things that I want to do some kind of macrame project with, these chargers. And yeah, so that's just in a basket. That's what I got so far. I managed to get all my craft supplies pretty well organized in this small space. I'll kind of show you. It's our basement. I'll just be real with you. And here is my YouTube space, which I was going to kind of show you too. And I need to hem these curtains up. They're really long, and I have them tucked up in the window. That's why they look so weird. So please just ignore that. And here's my dresser, and then my computer. So yeah, it's kind of like my little workspace. My beautiful art that my kids did. I got to get more of that on the wall. My macrame lamp that I made, or lantern that we made together. And all my random things like my Home Alone coaster. And I'll just quickly show you my setup I have for filming here. So this is my desk. It is from IKEA. It's just a basic white desk with the basic white legs. One thing I did do to upgrade them is I got these casters and I bought them on Amazon, and they screw into the bottom of these basic white IKEA table legs. And they were not very expensive. I think I paid $15 for the set. Don't mind my son's homemade Minecraft chest there. But yeah, that really helped because now I can move my table easily because I do have a very small space down here, and it's helpful to be able to kind of move things around. But that desk works great for crafting and also for filming videos if you ever are so inclined. And then on my desk, I have my Glide Gear camera holding mount thingy. This holds my big DSLR camera, and I can just screw it in right here and it faces down onto my area, and I can film easily. It's very convenient. I really like this thing. It's nice and sturdy, and it holds my camera and just does what it's supposed to do. And then next I have lights up here. Honestly, I usually film at night, and so I definitely need good lighting, and I'm in a basement, so it really is important. And this is the light I have. I got this on Amazon. It is great. This thing is huge. It's really, really huge. Touches the ceiling, so I have to be careful when I move it. And it's on this big stand, which is called a C-stand, that I had to buy to hold it so it didn't fall over. And then I also have this other light here that's just a little LED light that's mounted right on my desk, and this is very convenient. And I used to have an umbrella light here that took up this whole area and I couldn't walk through here, and so I didn't like that. I wanted to upgrade a little bit, so I did get this light recently, and it's much more organized feeling down here without the giant umbrella light over here. And then I also have a couple other things. Back whenever I used to use my iPhone to film my videos, I used this camera holding thingy, and you just clamp your phone in here, and you can turn it whichever way you want, and it would hold my phone. And that worked really pretty well for the first year or so of my channel till I got this camera that I'm using right now. But that's another option. I still have it there in case I want to use it for like a reel or something, which I don't do enough of, but I probably should do more. And so that's my little filming area there. And then this is my tripod that I use whenever I'm standing or when I'm doing like something at my macrame rack, which I don't know if I really showed you my macrame rack. I'm going to go show you that real quick. And the lighting isn't great over here, because as you saw, my good lights are over there. Let me move this, but I'll show you real quick. This is my macrame rack. I need to paint this wall that is on now. I just moved it. So I have a project I'm working on right now that I'm almost done with. And so I have that over here. And this rack is just, I got this at IKEA. And I think I've mentioned this before, but it's just a clothing rack that I got at IKEA. And it works really, really well for macrame projects. And just got some S-hooks, and I bought these online, and I just hang them off the clothing rack, and it works wonderfully. And if you're wondering why there's couch cushions here, this is from our old couch, and I'm planning on using them to make some kind of like little cushion seating for my kids. So they're just kind of sitting there until I get that figured out. But anywho, so that is my craft space right now. Let me move this chair that's now in the middle of the road. This is actually the first time it's all been in one room. It had previously been partially upstairs and partially downstairs. So I am pretty excited to have it all in one place and have all my stuff kind of in one place in the house. I hope you enjoyed this little tour of my craft space. And if you have any tips on other ways to store yarn or craft supplies, I'd love to hear it down in the comments. So please let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please take a minute to leave a like, comment, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks for watching.